Did you just graduate medical school and you're wondering what's next? Well, here is exactly how to apply for housemanship in Nigeria using very simple steps. Hi guys, hi, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi, I am Dr. NGM, Dr. Njoku Clara Martins, NGM for short. I'm a medical doctor living, working in Nigeria. I'm currently doing my housemanship and I'm doing a series titled 52 Weeks of Housemanship, and this is week 35. Wow. Yeah, so in this video, I'm going to walk you through the full process of how to apply for housemanship. The first is to confirm your Mdcn registration. Now, when you're done with medical school, there's a series of process of registration that Mdcn takes you through. Expected to go through a series of registration processes that involves using your folio number to create a profile in the Mdcn register. So after your registration process is fully approved, you're going to be giving your provisional license and you're also going to be giving your certificate of provisional registration. So those two documents will be sent to your mail. It's important that you store them somewhere else. You download and store them somewhere else for future use. So the next is you're going to require or get your folio number, provisional registration dates, and your digital passport. I'm not talking about a manual passport. You need one that is already in your phone or in your system that you can easily upload into a site. So don't worry, if you've done your MDCN registration, that is why our first step is to confirm your MDCN registration. If you've done your MDCN registration, you're going to be giving your certificate of provisional registration. And on this certificate is your dates of provisional registration. And mind you, without this document, you cannot progress further. The first criteria for registering for housemanship in Nigeria is that you should be MDCN registered and your provisional license should not have expired. Now, there are some medical doctors that have waited more than 2 years before they start their housemanship and their provisional license is already expired. They can't apply for housemanship. The criteria for applying for housemanship in Nigeria is to have a provisional certificate or certificate of provisional registration and to have your folio number. We'll explore this later, but let's just go through the steps. The third step is to go to www.housemanship.mdcn.gov.ng. Click on register. Now, you do not have a profile yet, a housemanship profile, so you click on register and you'll be required to put in your folio number and dates of provisional registration. Now, here you fill in your personal information, your name, your folio number, your registration date, your practice type. Practice type is medical registration. There's also that for the dental students. So the next is your email, your phone number, your username, your password, and your account details. Now, I for one, I didn't get the memo about not using Access Bank as my housemanship account number. Well, how Access Bank have been known to give very delayed payment and all of that. Well, it can happen to any bank, but just to be on the safe side, you could use another. You'd be asked to upload your passport. Now, this is where your digital passport comes into play. A lot of people ask, or a lot of people say that MDCN prefers a passports that have a red background. If you have one with red background, fine. But I used one that had a white background, so I wasn't penalized for that. Well, so just use a red background to be on a safe side. So the next is just to click on submit after uploading your passport, and you would be asked to either review information or you proceed. So it's good to actually review your information because it might be rigorous trying to change information on this profile and or whatnot. So you review and you submit. Make sure your details are correct, your name, the spelling of your name, your folio number, your practice type, your email, your phone number, your account number, very very important. Your account number, be sure that everything is complete, and you click on submit. An email will be sent to you to ensure or to show you that you've opened a housemanship profile. I already have a profile, a housemanship profile. So when I attempted to open another, it showed me that I already have a profile, so there was no need for me to register again. So the site keeps records or keeps track of your information. So you cannot just come and register. Anybody cannot just register. That's why you have your phone number and your date of provisional registration. So now there are some people that cannot be able to open a housemanship profile to apply for housemanship. Now, the first set of people are those that their provisional registration has expired and are fully registered, like they have undergone housemanship initially and then they are now fully registered. A criteria for you to be fully registered under the Mdcn is that you have finished your housemanship training, actually. So if your provisional registration is expired or you're fully registered, you cannot create another housemanship profile. The second is if you're fully registered, like if even if your provisional registration is not yet expired but you're fully registered under MDCN, you cannot create a housemanship profile. Doctors who are eligible are those that have registered and where their provisional registration has not yet expired. Those are the ones that are fully eligible to create a housemanship profile and to apply for housemanship. Now, this is the first step of applying for housemanship. You need a housemanship profile. Now, the next step is selecting a center. Selecting a center for housemanship has been sort of simplified, kind of. The only problem might be that if you come to the portal and the center you want is not on the portal, do you get that's now where you have difficulty or something like that. And I will advise you not to always wait for when Mdcn announces that they are going to open the portal. What I did was I was always checking the site. I was always checking the site at night, during the day. I was always checking the site to see if the centers I needed or that were on my list had shown on the portal. So sometimes they don't announce that they are going to put more centers on the portal. Yeah, but then some other times they do. So after you create your housemanship profile, you open the portal, go to the centers available, go through them. Don't click on anyone if you don't want to attend that center. Trust me, you might take a while trying to rectify that. So yes, just go through it. If you don't see a center, you can just simply log out. But then MDCN always announces when they are going to upload new centers on their Twitter handle, on their Twitter page, or on their X page now, as it's called. I'm going to leave a link in the description box having their MDCN handle. So just check it out. And if you're not yet following them, do well to follow them. They always announce when the next portal is going to be open. They don't do it on Channels TV, they do it on Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter handle, you can always browse about it and you see their messages pop up. Or sometimes if you're on different housemanship pages or WhatsApp groups, they usually post the announcements on those pages. Like individuals post the announcements on those pages whenever it's announced. But better still to have a Twitter or an X handle so that you can always access the Twitter announcements. Now, these are the steps to enable you apply for housemanship. Well, this is by the side. I'm going to just advise if you've checked on the portal multiple times and the center you want is not on the portal and you feel like going to the hospital would afford you a little opportunity to know if their portal is actually full or if you can manually apply to the center for housemanship, all the more better. You just need to be sure that the center you want is accredited by MDCN, and MDCN always releases lists or updates their list of hospitals that are accredited for housemanship. Mind you, not all hospitals are accredited for housemanship, and they always release lists of hospitals that are accredited for housemanship. So when you go to the hospital to check, probably manually, if they by the admin or to the admin, if the centers are full or if they have spaces, you can manually apply. Just write an application letter and submit to the admission desk or something, and just check your chances of applying, because I wouldn't advise anybody to stay at home for very long waiting for MDCN to open portals and all of that. If you stayed at home for up to 6 months, I think, well, you should reassess yourself and check yourself if you can be able to go to the hospital yourself to check if you can be able to apply. Some hospitals allow a manual application. Some hospitals do not. So I think that will be all for today. Do well to subscribe if you're yet to, or give this video a thumbs up if it was very much helpful to you. And do well to share the video to people you think would be of benefit from it. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.